do. Is that asking too much?
Crime Cask coming at you. I'm listening to the illustrious Elaine Greenwood tell me that she wants a t-shirt next to GFI.
No, that was off air. We're not talking about that.
Oh, it's on air now.
Oh, boy.
97.7 WVFFM. VVFM. Is it VVFM? What the hell is it?
WVFM.
Yeah, there you go. Truth and Broadcasting Corporation.
97.7 LPFM.
There you go.
FM.
There you go. On Swamp Justice Radio, where we're coming live to you from South Carolina, North Carolina, and all over the Carolinas. And hey, we have, let me get rid of this. We have a big show today, everybody. It's about Alex Murdaugh. And we talked about it in our last show where we brought together, assembled a group of firearm experts, private investigators, and we went out to a range that had a lot of land. We mapped out down to the foot, inch, where the hangar was, how it positioned, where the dog kennels were. We're going to get into that. And we're going to show you the videos. And you decide for yourself, but I'm also going to show you a video of me interviewing them and what they have to say as professional, former law enforcement, firearm experts, what they have to say about it, which is really interesting. But before we get into that, we want to just segue a little bit over to our good friend, Eric,
Mark.
not Alec, Eric.
Eric Bland?
Eric Bland.
Oh, say it isn't so. Oh,
EB.
no.
My buddy. He loves me. Remember
EB.
that? Thanks for the hard work. Good job. Love that Stephen Smith content. You did a great job. You did great work. Sandy Smith, love it. Great seeing you. Anyway, so Eric, along with Mandy and Liz, have decided that we're not going to argue what this evidence this Crime Cask guy comes up with. We're just going to defame him, discredit him, and call him all kinds of names as grown adults. And Eric got himself
10
into a tirade, honestly, is the only other term I can think of, and was constantly defaming me and saying these awful, awful things that a grown adult, I was surprised, would even think about saying. Not only that, a officer of the court, a sworn attorney for the state of South Carolina, who honestly, they have to live in a whole different world than we do as civilians, as civies, as you ex-military people call us, because they have a thing called
the rules of professional conduct.
The rules of professional conduct. They're not a guide. They're not a, hey, if you think about it, why don't you do this?
They're not a suggestion.
Well, actually, you know what? Let's bring Eric Bland on and have him explain to us what it's all about. Eric, hey, how you doing, Eric? Eric Bland, everybody. Hey, all right. Let's see. Go ahead, Eric. Tell us all about it.
But specifically, the rules of professional conduct are very important because we are a self-governing profession. Lawyers have to govern themselves, and we have.
That's not true. Well.
They should. They don't, obviously.
Yeah.
Duties that we owe to each other. We have duties that we owe to the court. We have duties that we owe to non-clients.
That'd be me.
That'd be the
parties, especially adversaries in litigation and adversary counsel. We take a civility oath, and obviously I've talked about that before. Jim Seidel has accused me of violating the civility oath.
No. I haven't accused you. I have shown the Office of Disciplinary Counsel what you have done to me.
Yeah. By the way, shouldn't he pass an understanding of the English language? That'd be really helpful for this man. And then, does he have any concept that he has to be accurate? Bordering, he has to be honest. And to be honest, you really have to be accurate. He doesn't seem to care whether he's even remotely accurate. Anyway, continue on. I love hearing from the guy.
Continue.
when I called him a scumbag because he had taken my name and likeness.
Call me a scumbag. So he admitted calling me a scumbag.
Right.
I'm gonna look up scumbag and see what it says in there.
It's not a compliment, Jim. I looked it up.
Contemptible or objectionable person. As a dirty or despicable person. Elaine, am I dirty or despicable?
I think you're sweet. No, you're clean. You're fresh looking. You're just a healthy,
I did shower
attractive
today.
looking man. Yeah, right. You generally shower, as far as I know. I don't, take a daily. I don't
Once in a
monitor
great while.
daily. Go see what it says. Keep going. I'm gonna look up
I
scumbag.
picture and inserted his book in my hands. I had a photo of me with my book, Anything But Bland, and he put his book in my hands. And
Oh no.
So, there are other rules though that govern lawyers' conduct, and I decided to just go down the rule book to see how many different rules that Alex and Corey violated.
Alex and Corey.
He's
How about you?
comparing
How about
Alex
you?
and Corey.
Yeah, Corey Fleming.
Yeah, I know. I know who Corey is.
No, the whole show, which was 33 minutes, was about Corey. He decided to admit he called me a scumbag.
Yeah, but Jim, to put you in the context of two convicted, well, Alec is, whether we like it or not, a convicted murderer, and he's also convicted of a lot of civil crimes, and so is Corey Fleming. You don't belong in that category. What a nasty thing to do. I'm not liking Eric Bland so much.
I know. He's EB out.
Okay, something else. Don't you have some breaking news when we went to, because we just,
it just keeps going back to Liz and Mandy and Eric and Mark Tinsley. My God, make it stop. So the Weldon Boyd case, which is the immunity case going on in Horry County, drop the H. Horry County, South Carolina, which is in Conway, South Carolina. I was there yesterday in person. Anyway, the Weldon Boyd was on a stand today, and we were doing a show, so I missed it. However, I got a lot of messages that are coming in, and basically, Weldon broke down on the stand during direct, and he started crying. Literally crying so much that they had to take a break.
An ex-Marine, Jim. He's an ex-Marine, isn't he? He's a strong man. He's not a weak crybaby kind of guy. He's typically a very strong man, but he's overwhelmed by what they did to him.
What Liz, Mandy, and Mark Tinsley have done to him and his life.
Yeah.
Ever since this happened, and according to him, is all he tried to do was stand his ground and protect him and others around him.
Yeah.
Now, we'll see what a judge says about that. But, these are real people with real lives that Mandy and Liz and Eric and Mark Tinsley are ruining for what? I don't know what for what. I mean,
money. They're doing it for money. But we were joking in the last, show we just did. I'm kind of kind to Mandy, really, but what she does hurts people. It's nasty.
Oh, no. She's the one that's getting hurt. Come on now.
Well, I beg
nasty
to differ.
Internet trolls are coming after her. She's just a beautiful person. She's just out there spreading love and flowers to everybody, right?
No, she's not. I know people that she's hurt personally that have disappeared from social media because
not a protector of women. We talked about this forever. She's not a protector of women.
She went after their families, not just the person that bothered her.
She's doxed 80-year-old women. She's gone after you, Seaton, multiple women.
I'm a big girl and I can stand up for myself, but not everybody can. And some people have children that are vulnerable. There's all kinds of reasons why it's illegal to do what she's doing, and it's wrong to do what she's doing, and it's morally reprehensible to do what she's doing, and it hurts people. And somebody needs to impress upon Mandy that, one, she's not the center of the universe. Two, she is a delusional, neurotic cow, my opinion. And three, she needs to stop doing it. She needs to up her game. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. So so that's a segue. That's Eric Bland defaming me, lying about me, calling me a scumbag. He's under investigation of the ODC, and he's probably going to get disbarred. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know, but that's a possibility. I saw a decision coming out of South Carolina ODC in the Supreme Court yesterday, where a similar situation with another attorney going after somebody publicly on social media. He was disbarred for, I think, 6 months.
He's suspended. He wasn't disbarred. He was suspended.
Well, I'm sorry. Suspended for 6 months. And he only made one comment. Eric's made multiple. And they keep
And if
going.
I ever get off my lazy little butt, this is my ODC complaint about, ta-da, Mr. Eric Bland. Because he did go after
You have
me.
up to 5 years to file those, by the way.
Well, I'm just lazy, and I just, it's sitting here on my desk, but I have all these other fun things I have to do first, Anyway,
Okay.
so
what's in front of me here is the full timeline of June 7th, 2021 for Alex Murdaugh in the phone. And we're going to jump, because what we're going to talk about here is the one shooter, two shooter theory. And so we're going to jump to 8:48:29. And this is when Paul Murdaugh receives an iMessage from Megan Kimbrell stating, "No, I need something happy." Along with it, she's asking for a movie suggestion. 8:48:56 to 8:49. Paul Murdaugh's iPhone's backlight is on. We're getting to the near point where the state says, based off of them locking their phone, they died. And I want to get something very specific here and talk to everyone about this. So 8:48:58, we've got a notification from Rogan Gibson, as we all know, is related to Chrissy Gibson, who was dating Patrick Wilson for years. Then we go 8:49 to 10:18. Paul Murdaugh's iPhone backlight is off, as they say. Let's jump down here to Maggie Murdaugh at 8:49:20, because this is important right here. At 8:49:20, Maggie Murdaugh is less than 60 feet, or about 60 feet, I should say, from Paul at about an angle of 41 degrees from where the dog kennel is to the hangar. And she's on her phone. Her screen is on, it's unlocked. And at 8:49:26, her phone unlocks again for a text message notification. And she implements it from orientation change from portrait to landscape. And then at 8:49:28, Maggie Murdaugh's phone accesses an application and implements another orientation change to landscape. So the reason I say all this is that at between 8:49:20, and Paul's phone had been locked for 19 seconds. At 8:49:20 to 8:49:28, she's busy on her phone, so she's not hearing shotgun blasts at this point. But at 8:49:31, she locks her phone. Now, Paul had locked his phone. Let me just see here. Where'd it go? They didn't put that in red, but he locked his at 8:49:01. So I want you to remember this: 8:49:01 to 8:49:31. That's 30 seconds. And in between those 30 seconds, when his phone was locked and his mother was in the hangar, she was playing around on her phone, getting text messages and playing around with apps. So one can assume that she is not hearing her son scream and holler, or people scream and holler at him with shotgun blast going on. She's on her phone. Would you agree with that?
I do, indeed, yes.
Okay. We'll carry on. And then her phone is locked. So my point is that for Alec to be the single shooter, he has to do a lot of things. One is he has got to either shoulder a 300 blackout with a strap and hold the 12 gauge shotgun, which he's about to shoot his son with. And then he's going to step into the feed room where Paul is, and then he's going to shoot Paul square in the chest. And when he shoots him square in the chest, Paul stops for momentarily, according to Dr. Kenny Kinsey, and he's a prosecution witness and crime scene reconstructionist. And he Paul then takes 2 to 3 steps out of the feed room door into the doorway where, according to the prosecution, either Alec is either on the ground or is shooting from the ground up into Paul's shoulder, in which the now turkey load first was a steel shot load or duck load. Now the turkey load, which is a lead load, is going through his shoulder up into his head, and his brain comes out of his head. And that's the end of Paul Murdaugh. And then when he does that, he's got to drop the 12 gauge, and then he's got to run at an angle of 41 degrees, and he's got to get to where Maggie is. According to the prosecution, he's got to get to where Maggie is, right past the doghouse, and he's got to get there before she does, because he shoots her, according to the state, with the 300 blackout, and she gets stippling on her body. And stippling is kind of a lack of a better term, it's like a dust that comes out in the explosion of the projectile that comes out. And you can only get stippling on you, according to Kenny Kinsey, somewhere between 3 to 5 feet, maybe 6 if you're lucky, according to Kinsey. And so you got to be there. All right. So have I set it all up?
Yes, you did. Excellently.
Okay. So now we know there's a 30-second delay between those two locking their phones, and she's on her phone.
Right.
Okay. So it's likely, not 100%, but it's likely he heard the first shot at probably 8:29 or 8:30 and locks her phone as she's on her phone, locks it like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get to the video, and I'm going to, we're going to show you some video here now. And let's get to it. Share screen. Okay. See, can you see?
Yes.
Okay. So in this video here, and I have the sound down because there's some voices on here that don't need to be out there. But I have the sound down. So the person playing Alec is a trained professional in firearms. And this person here in the black shirt is going to be playing Paul Murdaugh. And that cone right there that you see, that orange cone, is the doorway to the feed room. So in this particular case, she's 3 to 4 feet or 5 feet or so inside the feed room, which is where that little desk was.
Yeah.
All right. And there's Alec. He's got, as you can see, he's got the 300 shouldered, and he's got a 12 gauge. So he's carrying 2 at the same time. There's the 300. He's walking up. He opens the door. One shot. I'm going to play that again because it kind of skipped on me. Okay, here we go. Opens the door. One shot. He waits. He falls down. She comes out. All right, there's Paul. Shoots him again. Now he's got to get up. He's running with the 300. He's got bad knees. I want to show you something here. Here's Maggie. This person's playing Maggie, and you can see the yellow line on the ground. That goes 125 feet. That's the hangar.
Yeah.
And
I get it. Yeah.
And it's maybe hard to see, but in that kind of shaded area back there is another cone, and that's where the door is. But you can see this orange cone that she runs by. Let me just show you here again. Here's this. Here this comes out. You see the orange cone?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Okay. That's where
her body was found.
No. Yes. That's where her body is found. And the other orange cone just to our right, to her left, is the doghouse.
Yeah.
All right. So
which helps us show the trajectory of the bullet, which means that's how we know where the shooter was sitting. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I get
it. And is our Alec anywhere near the body right now?
No.
He never got there.
Right. He never got there. And that Alec, that stand-in for Alec was not 300 pounds with bad knees and way over,
He was trying to play, that a little bit. But again, he's still, we talked about it when we were there. He's not 6'4", 350 pounds and bad knees.
I was married to 6'4", 300 pounds with bad knees. We could pop that picture up there. There's no way he could do that. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be fat shaming, but you can't do that. I
No,
mean,
it's just
clearly,
it's not
yeah,
fat shaming at all. It's just you just can't.
it's a
All right,
reality.
so here he's going to try it again, and you can see he's got it shouldered, and
Yeah.
he's got the shotgun.
Okay, yeah.
Let me make sure the sound is down.
Yeah. Put the sound down.
There. Opens the door. Bam. She's not playing it right, but bam. The timing is right. I'm going to play this one more time because it kind of skipped a little bit. Bam. There's the first shot. Maggie hears it. She locks her phone. She's coming out 2 to 3 steps. Bam. There's the second shot. Drops it. Comes. Got his bad knees. She's already passed.
Yeah.
Look at her run back. This is a PI. I mean, by the way, I will say this so everybody knows. These guns were not loaded. There was no magazine in them. They were cleared, and they showed every single one of us there that it was empty and cleared before they started this, because they're pointing real guns at people. But
these were professionals who knew what they were doing.
And professionals knew what they were doing, number one, but safety precautions were taken all around. But they wanted to do it with a likeness of that.
And these measurements are precise.
Precise. See, she's already there. She's already where Maggie's died. And she's really not running that fast. But Alec is not there. He's not close enough to get the stippling on.
At all.
At all. He's got to be within that cone right there.
Yeah.
That's why we set that cone up there. I think it's funny that she was running away from a guy who had an empty gun. But anyway, I'm sure it's, somebody's running at you with a gun. It looks different. Let's just play that one more time for everybody here. This measurement, even the angles of where the everything was. Yeah. There's the dog kennels. There's the overhang.
Yeah.
So he's over by the overhang. Here he comes up, opens the door. There's Paul. Bam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. Drops that gun. Now you got to pick this up. You got to get, there's his bad knees. He's just shot his son. What the hell? Maggie's running. Yep, she's already past her spot. These guys could not replicate, because you have to give Paul Murdaugh the opportunity to walk those 3 steps that they said he did, because he first got shot inside, and they're basing it off the spray pattern that was behind him, out the windows and on the trees. But he walks out. That just doesn't happen instantly. The man just got shot in the chest. And they were even surprised that Paul would have even been able to walk, being blasted that hard, that close with a 12 gauge, right?
Because I read that, Kinsey kind of jumped into this after Tom Bevel got kicked out or dropped. He was a total embarrassment to the prosecution. But I read what was filed before, and I didn't think that Paul took 2 or 3 steps. I think he barely took a step. And also, I think that the person that shot him was shooting low, both shots. And both of them came across his body in an upward trajectory. So this shooting him straight on, if you can't do it that way, you certainly couldn't have done it if the 6'4", 300-pound person is crouching with both shots. It's not physically possible. And were you surprised at trial when, I get the prosecution, they were just bumbling around. They had this idea that they're going to get Alex Murdaugh no matter what. But I'm surprised that the defense didn't say, hey, let's do some kind of real reenactment of this, because I'm pretty sure there are a lot of 6'4", 300-pound males down there that they could get to stand in for Alex. And
do you want to go through the 2-shooter scenario?
Yeah, I do. But doesn't this make you kind of sad? To make it, think about this. You said it a few minutes ago that you're in this scenario that you're reenacting. That one woman ran away from, even though the gun wasn't loaded. Maggie loved Paul so much to the very end, she ran toward it. She wasn't running away. She was running to her son. And she
Ran
had to
toward
see
her
the
baby.
guy with the gun.
Ran
What?
toward her baby. Ran toward her
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Now let me explain something here with the two-shooter theory. And my theory has always been, if you read my book, Defending Alex Murdaugh, Not Guilty by Reasonable Doubt, especially in chapter 25. And by the way, that book is paginated for those who like pages on the bottom of the book. On chapter 25, I talk about how the two shooters came out of the woods and that they were behind the hangar, and there's a drop off in the from where they are to where the dog kennels of about 5 to 6 feet. So they can hide into the woods easily behind the dog or behind the hangar, but they can't see on the other side of the hangar. But they can see the dog kennels perfectly. Now, and I measured it with Google Maps, and it's about 125, not about, it's 125 feet. And that's getting in about 10 or 15 feet into the woods. So 125 feet. And you're going to see how long it takes them to get out of the woods. Now they're coming out of the woods. Okay, I wanted to see when they started walking. Okay, so they started walking, and I'm at 5 seconds. So
you have to put it so everybody else can see it.
Oh, sorry. Whoops. Let me get back to
That's what you pay me the big bucks for, is to point that out.
That's right. Big bucks. Okay, so here they are, two guys in the woods. They're coming out. They're 125 feet away. And at 5 seconds on my end is when they start walking. So let's do the 5 seconds. So they're not running. They're coming at kind of a walk out of the woods, a fast walk. Hold on. They're at the feed room door. Okay. We started at 5 seconds. It's now at 27 seconds. They're at the feed room door. It took them 125 feet. Subtract the 5 seconds. That's 22 seconds. Okay. Remember, Paul Murdaugh locked his phone at 8:49:01.
Right.
And if we say that they're in the woods and they see him drop his phone in his back pocket, lock it, drop it in his back pocket, and walk into the feed room, let's say 3-4 seconds tops before they take off out of the woods.
Yeah.
So now I'm at 8:40. Let me just do this, make sure I get the math right, even though we're just doing simple pluses and minuses here. I'm going to make sure we got this. So at 8:49:01, we're going to have 01 plus 4 seconds plus 22 seconds. And that's 27. Remember what I said. Maggie Murdaugh probably did not hear the first shot until 8:49, 29 or 30.
20. Yeah, okay.
These guys are at the feed room door at 8:49:27.
Yeah.
Now watch. Here goes the second shooter.
Oh, no.
Paul has been shot the first time. It's now 8:49:31. Maggie's locked her phone. She's coming out. The second shooter's already gone. He's over there walking. Here comes Paul. In my estimation on this, Maggie sees Paul get shot second time. Well, let's watch. He got her.
Oh, my God.
Let's watch it again. So 3 to 4 seconds, they go now.
Yeah.
They're at 8:49:11. 8:49 coming up on 8:49:21. 8:49 and 27 seconds. There they are at the feed room door. Yeah. There goes the second shooter. Paul's already shot. 8:49:31. Paul's got shot again.
And she's right where?
She's right there. Look at right at the cone.
Yeah, right at the cone.
And we measured that out as well. And that was from the schematic that the state put out.
Yeah.
Let me go and add the other one. Ready when you are. Was this the same one? But the timing of this, and we talked about this, the timing of this is
perfect.
incredible.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Here comes it's perfect.
Yeah.
They get
Especially
they're
walking together and one kills Paul. And you're right,
remember, Maggie's still on her phone. She's got a text message. So nothing has happened yet until now.
Yeah.
He
and then she
falls
has to
down.
react to it. She has to react to it, which she does. And that puts her right at that cone.
He's at the cone. She gets shot.
Wow.
I know. Now, I'll want to show you. Whoops.
You know, I can visualize that, especially with two people that I think are possibly responsible. Hey, there's a guy we all know.
This interview here.
That's coming at you. Hey, listen, have you ever asked yourself, could Alex Murdaugh, could he have really have done this by himself? 2 guns, 1 shooter, could he have done it? Well, guess what? Yours truly, Crime Cask coming at you. I got 2 firearm experts, former law enforcement, combat trained guys, and 2 private detectives out today. And we went out and we mapped out Moselle, the hangar. We mapped out the dog kennels down to the inch. And we took the time that the state says it happened in, starting with Paul at 8:49:01 and Maggie at 8:49:31 when they locked their phones. And what we did was we tried to reenact it with one person doing it, Alex Murdaugh, trained people, not 6'4", 350 pounds, bad knees, on opioids, and bad eyesight. Trained people. Here's what they got to say. Listen up. Oh, buddy, it's coming. And I got video coming soon. We got an article coming on this at Crime Cask. Just stay tuned.
All right. So here I am now out, and we're going to talk to them. I don't show their faces again.
I understand. I totally understand.
Anyway, so you can listen to them.
All right. Crime Cask, we are in, where are we? We're in Walterboro, South Carolina. We just got done doing a crime scene reconstruction of the Alex Murdaugh crime scene with Paul and Maggie being shot. I'm with 2 people who are here with me who helped do this. They are trained in firearms, and we did it a couple of different ways. We did it one way where Alex was the main shooter, and then we did it where there were 2 shooters. And what do you guys have to say to what we did, 1 shooter or 2 shooters? I believe it's going to be a 2-shooter scenario based off of what we just did. Based off of what we did, it's more efficient, and the time fits. With just doing 1 shooter being Alec and his condition of his body, like bad knees, height, weight, being on opioids, that he wouldn't have the ability to carry that out in the time frame. What do you think? I agree with Anderson. I think Alex is an experienced shooter, so we can't take that out of the equation. But even an experienced shooter would have very, very difficult time to conduct this in the time frame that was allotted with the movement that had to take place. But as a 2-person job, everything fell in lines easily. Even someone who's not trained, who's not tactically sound, who's not firearm proficient could perform it with 2 people easily. There you go.
Wow.
So that's it. We got 2 experts out here in the field in a measured and timed situation. They couldn't do what the state said Alex Murdaugh could do. But boy, 2 shooters, easy.
Wow.
I mean, when you guys got to start listening to me instead of these dummies over at this podcast who are trying to make an attorney rich? Listen to the facts and the truth. It's here. It's right in front of you. Just open your eyes, open your ears, use your brain. Crime Cask out.
And that's fantastic, Jim. That's absolutely, it's horrifying, but you are doing more for getting the truth out than everybody else combined. And I am so proud of you. I'm absolutely proud to be in
But
any way.
it was amazing to me to watch that come through, because I told these guys, I said, listen, on paper, when you measure it all out on paper, he can't do it.
Yeah.
He can't do it. But let's do it with real people to see if my paper explanation follows through. And they couldn't do it. Now, I wrote an article a long time ago that, and you've used this and referenced this quite a bit, is that you'd have to be an NFL wide receiver or some sort of NFL speed with the tactical training to complete that. Now, these guys going full ass speed in their condition, they were well-conditioned guys and trained. You could tell the way he walked, he kind of had this hunch over. But if they did it, they probably could have gotten to that point, but they didn't. The state's not saying they did it. The state's saying Alex Murdaugh did it. 6'4", 350 pounds. And, here's the other thing. And God love her for saying this. And one of the people that was there, she kind of explained to us, she's like, she's like, I know I'm a bigger person. And so I'm going to try to explain this to you like Alec. If Alec was on the ground, she goes, it's harder for people like Alec at 350 pounds who have bad knees and people like myself to get up off the ground. We just can't get up. We just can't get up off the ground like everybody else can. And so
you can't.
You really can't.
And that's not a judgment. It's not meaning to be demeaning to people that are carrying more weight than they should. I'm one of them. But you can't move that way. And I was married to a man that was exactly those. He was 6'4" and way over 300 pounds, and he couldn't. He
just moved slow.
He had bad knees. If he got down, it would take him 2 or 3 minutes to get up. He would literally have to climb a wall to get back up again. There's no flexibility at all to do that. That was always so absurd. Alec couldn't do it. You're right. Somebody might be able to, but not Alex Murdaugh that night. No. Did you do more though? Did you test out the throwing the phone? To me, this is chilling to think that this is what happened. It really resonates with me that they came out of the woods like that. And you and I both know who we think these two people represent. I could see that if I was one of those people that did that, I would describe it as I've done something bad that I don't think I'll ever get over or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So I you know what? I don't have that video. I need to get that from that PI. I don't have the video, but what I can tell you is the next thing that we did is we went out to Moselle. And
did the people there greet you with open arms? Were they nice and polite?
No, we had this good old boy come up, and we're just out on a public road in the county, minding our own business, not bothering anybody. Nobody out there on the road, by the way, not disturbing anything, not being a ruckus, not doing anything, just doing an investigation. And this guy pulls up. We found out later he was working on the Moselle property. He pulls up. He's got a truck and a trailer. Must have been doing some work, and starts to yell at us. Y'all need to get out of here. And we're like, I'm sorry, what? I'm like, we're just what? He's like, you're you're in my world now. And I know. I'm like, does he know that I'm Crime Cask? Is that what he's trying to say? I'm like, yeah, I'm still doing. He's like, y'all need to get out of here. I'm like, okay. He's like, now. I'm like, well, listen, I got one person that's outside. I'm like sitting there. I'm like, I got you. Like, you need to move and we'll get moving. Anyways, he gave us a hard time for about a minute or two. It's just the people down there. Anyway, so he went off and turned, and then I came back around and did it one more time. And what I did is I took an old cell phone, an iPhone that I had, and I tried to be again like Alec. And so I literally backed my truck up into the driveway, into the main roadway, and then took off and got up to 42 miles an hour. And when I got up to 42 miles an hour, because the state said that, I got my phone out and I texted to myself, going to check on M, be right back. And then I hit send, and then I rolled my window down. I did it a couple times, and then finally I just did it with the window down. But then I grabbed the phone that was in the cup holder that I brought, and I literally whipped it out the window. But
you can't even type going 42 miles an hour.
It was
going
hard.
to check on mom. I just sent you a text trying to do that myself while you're talking. So
it takes a minute. Plus, you remember he spelled M, E-M, and he spelled the word be right back. He spelled that R-I-T-E. So it wasn't voice to text. He spelled the word, but he spelled it, quickly, and he spelled it in text form. Let's put it that way. But here's the thing. We only did it 3 times because it takes a while to do it and to get up to 42 miles an hour. So I got it 3 times at 42 miles an hour, wrote the text out, sent the text, and threw the phone. And I had a marker down where Maggie's phone was found. And the reason I know where Maggie's phone was found was from the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, and the map they put out there was very good. So we put an orange cone right there where her phone was, and it was always beyond the cone. So unless Alec, who has glasses like this all the time because he can't see, high on opioids and pitch black, I was not high on opioids. I am wearing glasses, but I can see better than he can. And it was during the day, and according to the state, I didn't just unalive my wife and son. I couldn't do it. But here's the thing. And one out of those 3 times, the first 2 times I threw the phone, the person that was there went and ran to the phone quickly to see it. And the first 2 times, the state would have been correct. It didn't light up like this is lit up right now. It didn't light up. But the 3rd time, it did light up that I threw it, because I just kind of threw it sideways, landscape, and it tumbled. I could see it tumbling. I think she has the video. I got to get it from her. So 33% of the time it came on in this particular experiment. It came on, which is not, in my opinion, beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right. I agree with you.
Number one. Number 2, I couldn't replicate what the state said he did.
Yeah.
And get her phone
to that spot.
Now, let's go back to the 2 shooters, shall we?
Yes.
Okay. And I want to go back to, hold on. I'm going to remove this. We're going to cover a lot here in this particular. Let's go back to
very compelling to me. It's very, very compelling to actually see how it could be done.
There it is. Okay, so we're going to jump ahead a little bit here to, okay. All right, perfect. This is the spot we need right here. Okay, at 9:05:44. So this is 8:49. This is 15 minutes after what the state said Paul and Maggie were murdered. At 9:05:44. And by the way, her phone had already walked 59 steps. Let's see what the 59 steps are.
Take your
Here
time.
it is. At 8:53:15 to 8:55:32, Maggie Murdaugh's phone shows 59 steps traveled. It went from vertical to sideways, vertical, sideways, vertical, sideways, vertical, sideways. Somebody was messing around with it, right? By the way, if this was Alex Murdaugh, this was the slowest he was walking all day. So let's jump ahead to 9:05:44. And I've said this so many times before, and Creighton Waters will agree with me. Digital data is important. At 9:05:44, Maggie Murdaugh's phone backlight comes on, which means someone picked it up.
Right.
It went from black to someone picked it up, and so it comes on. And then at 9:06:12, her phone implements an orientation change from portrait, or excuse me, to portrait. So somebody had it landscape and it goes to portrait.
They're looking at it. They're looking at it.
Someone's calling me, right? Well, that person was Alex Murdaugh, and somehow the way the phones work, and it's probably a delay based off of you can't get a signal out there to save your life. At 9:14, she got an incoming call from Alex's phone.
Right.
And then again at 9:06:15. Well, the state says Alec turned her phone from landscape to portrait and then tried calling. I don't know why he needs her phone to look at it.
To call her, yeah.
Call her, but that's what the state said. Again, I'm going on by what the state said. But her phone goes from landscape to portrait 9:06:12. At 9:06:14, incoming call from Alex. Here's what's important. At this time, Alec, according to his GPS, is in the front yard at Moselle at the main house. But according to the state, Alex Murdaugh did this. There's one person carrying two phones. One person's phone, as we just saw at 9:50, what was that? 8:53 to 8:55, her phone was registering steps, 59 steps, right? So we know her phone is registering steps, except at 9:05:44, her phone is not registering steps. At 9:06:12, when Alec is out in front and he's running those how many steps he took, what are you in such a hurry for, Mr. Murdaugh?
Yeah.
Well, he's out there walking and his phone is recording steps, but guess whose phone is not recording steps?
Maggie's.
And
so he doesn't have Maggie's because her phone would be recording him too.
And at 9:06:12, he says he called, or 9:06:14, he says he called because he thought he heard them coming.
Yeah.
And then he hung up. And then at 9:06:15, he calls again. It's not answered. And then at 9:06:20, Maggie Murdaugh's phone goes from sideways orientation. Okay, well, I want to tell you, when I threw the phone out, I grabbed the phone and I threw it out this way. So it was a sideways orientation. Now, here's where it gets, again, time, speed, distance. The time between 9:05:44 and 9:06:20 is 36 seconds. And I'm going to tell you, the time it takes to get from the back hangar to where those tire tracks were found on the other side of the hangar, out to Moselle Road, to the spot where Maggie's phone was found, takes 36 seconds.
Wow.
And I'm not just saying that because I'm pulling it out of my butt. I'm saying that because I have done the math and I have done the experiment from the back entrance to where her phone was, and it's 30 seconds every single time. Maybe 31 seconds if my timing is off a little bit, but I can get there in 30 seconds, and the time is like 500 and some feet. It's not very long. In a car, it takes less than 6 seconds to get to Moselle Road. It's 36 seconds. 9:05:44 to 9:06:20, 36 seconds. Her phone was not registering steps. And Apple says there's two reasons why a phone won't register steps. Number one, you're not walking. And number two, you're in a moving vehicle.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what I'm here to tell you is that in no way, shape, or form did Alex Murdaugh himself, one person, take a 300 blackout, take a 12 gauge shotgun, shoot his son, wait until his son took 2 to 3 steps forward, then shoot him again. That took 5 to 6 seconds, then drop that gun, then pick up or have a 300 shouldered, and then run over to where Maggie is before Maggie gets there and do it. No, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, he couldn't do that. And I showed you why he couldn't do that with trained professionals. What is possible and what they were able to do with ease every single time we did it was 2 persons, one going, both of them coming out of the woods, going to the feed room, stopping, the other person running to where they're going to shoot Maggie. But the reason that they're going over there, why, is because that's the way Alec came and went to the back kennels. So they're facing the direction of the house in which a car or a golf cart would come down. Then Maggie comes running out, surprises him, shoots her all over the damn place. And then after she's on her hands and knees at that spot just beyond the doghouse, that person or another person takes that 300 blackout and walks at an angle of 84 degrees, shoots her in the back, and then walks up on her and puts one into her head. And that's it.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
That's it. Get back. Yeah, that's it. That's how long it took.
That is, you know, why did it take so long to have somebody just simply look at this accurately? And the thing is, you know, you and I talk about this. Neither one of us have any agenda, pro or con, with Alex Murdaugh or Alec Murdaugh, whatever his name is. However,
Oh,
you know,
as Manny put, I have an intense something or other.
no, you don't. No, you don't. And we
Oh,
have, we're actually kind of dispassionate about him. And, you know, I 100% know that I don't know who he was, and he's not, you know, I think he belongs in jail right now, but I don't think he killed Paul and Maggie. You can't convict him because you don't like him, because he's a bad person, which maybe he was. You cannot convict him of killing his wife and his son, in part because the real killers are still running around and they need to be brought to justice and held accountable. And it's just wrong. It's just wrong. We are all diminished. We're all in jeopardy if the prosecution can be this inept or this. I don't think they were corrupt, but I don't think they were particularly bright in how they prosecuted him. And like every other case we talk about, they allowed Mark Tinsley to sway the prosecution's case. Mark Tinsley might as well have just sat right there, pulled up a chair right next to Creighton Waters and Alan Wilson, and then there should have been Mark Tinsley. He had too much influence over the narrative that the state pursued. And it doesn't seem like they did the most minimal work to say this, to do what you've done. You know, that's their job to
Yeah.
do what you did. And they didn't do it. But, you know, to kill Paul and Maggie that way, that's a sick person, or 2 people. And they need to be held accountable. They need to be brought to justice. We're not safe letting those kinds of killers run around free. And it's important. It is important that we convict the right person. And I don't think we did with Alec at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And she
wanna
did. Maggie
show-
was running to her son. She loved him.
I know you have said
What?
Alec deserves to be in prison, and
Well,
that's
for the financial
fine,
crime.
right?
But he didn't kill
But
Paul.
I'm gonna share something with everybody here, and I want you to think about this really hard. How much money, approximately, did Alex Murdaugh steal?
Okay, this is a loaded question for me because did he steal? I think close to 15 million. I'm not sure,
Okay,
but he did
15
not
million.
steal a nickel. He didn't steal a nickel from the Satterfields. That was insurance fraud. And he repaid everybody, even PMPED in September of 2021 said all of his victims have been made whole. All of them. We, PMPED, this enormous law firm, we know what we're saying. We mean what we're saying. We're telling the public. We know who
I
Alex
get that.
Murdaugh.
I get that. However,
So they were all made whole.
I know, but how law enforcement looks at it is that, okay, so you stole the cookie and then you realize, oh, I got caught stealing a cookie. I put the cookie back. Well, that doesn't negate what you did. I mean, you still stole the
I
cookie.
agree.
Right?
That's exactly right. It doesn't negate what you did, but he did put, no, he didn't do that. He stole the cookie, ate the cookie, but replaced it with a different cookie. And
Okay.
and
So I'm
and
going
to
to show you.
replace it, he stole somebody else's cookie.
Okay, I'm going to show you
But
another person here.
I know where you're going. Go with it.
Here's another cookie. This is from the United States Attorney's Office, District of South Carolina. That's the same district that we're in with Alex Murdaugh, right?
Yeah.
She pled guilty to fraud, conspiracy, targeting retirees and military pension holders. This person's name was Candy Kern. She was the managing partner of a small South Carolina-based law firm from 2012 to 2021, about the same time Alec was doing it. And she used her law firm to facilitate a fraudulent scheme involving illegal assignment of veteran benefits. I'm going to scroll down here a little bit and highlight a number for you. The loss was approximately $31,352,897.26.
Wow. Wow. And how much did she pay back?
About $1 million, and she had in restitution. But Candy Kern, former attorney Candy Kern, was sentenced to federal
jail. Right?
No,
She's sitting in jail.
Was sentenced to federal court to a sentence of 5 years probation and a restitution of about $1 million after losing about $31 million of her clients' money, who were retirees and military pension. And
she got no jail time at all. No jail time.
Well, how much time do you think the state of South Carolina gave her?
You say none. She got probation.
The state of South Carolina didn't charge her.
Wait a minute. They would just wait a minute, because now I'm going to start to swear and get mad. Were they just so worn out from going after Alex Murdaugh, whatever, that they couldn't get another case together? This is absolutely outrageous because nobody made those people whole.
This was about the same time. This is April 20th, 2023. She pled guilty.
Wow. Okay, so we need to get my good buddy Alan Wilson on the phone because I actually like Alan. I'm struggling to like Alan Wilson. I do like the man. On states' rights issues, I think he's very good. But what the hell is going on, Mr. Wilson? Go invite him to come in and be the third little person there, because we're nice people. And that's outrageous. It's absolutely outrageous.
Paid $3.5 million. Hold on here. She paid $3.5 million in restitution.
That's not enough. If somebody steals, I don't know how many people this amounts to, but if you're retired and somebody steals everything you own, I'm kind of in that situation. Somebody stole all of my financial security that I earned over a lifetime. You can't replace it. If you're 20 years old, you can replace it. If you're retired,
she was
you can't.
Home detention. She got home detention too.
Oh, boo-hoo. Oh no. And did she have to wear mismatched socks or something?
And she was disbarred.
Well, at a minimum, yes, she should be disbarred. What, they're going to let her do it some more? Well, you know what this is? It's a perfect example of that elite old boys network.
The good old boy network. The good old boy network.
I'm sorry, I didn't get it right. Give me another chance, boss.
They went after Alex Murdaugh. So she had a scheme which her clients lost. I would say she didn't so much steal the money, but her clients lost because of her actions. $31 million. She got 5 years probation by the feds with home confinement. The state of South Carolina didn't even bother to charge her in that case. And in the same sense, Alex Murdaugh stole $15 million from his clients, half the money that this attorney's clients lost. And
But they all got made whole. They all got repaid.
As he pled guilty, he received 40 years of a federal sentence and 27 years to a state sentence to run concurrently. Again, Attorney Candy Kern, state of South Carolina, did not charge her with any crime, and the feds gave her 5 years probation. Now, so you say Alex Murdaugh should be in prison? Well, in the same time frame, this was going on.
I didn't say he should be in prison for that long. I'm not saying let the
guy out of prison. I mean, it is what it is. He's agreed to it.
No. He needs he needs a review of that sentence. He needs a post-conviction review. But he signed away in September of, I think it was 2024. He signed away his right to ever appeal from the state sentencing, and that's got to be one of the most draconian kinds of agreements, because he didn't benefit from it at all. Remember when they did the lie detector test and he was willing to testify and they didn't like what he said? And the agreement he signed said that the state had absolute latitude to decide that they didn't like what he said, and they could, for any reason, decide to impose the maximum sentence rather than what they were going to what they had agreed to. And he signed away his right to appeal from what they were doing. So Alec is screwed. I think it's safe to say a lot of people hated Alec, and maybe he did some bad things that you and I don't know about. But he didn't do this.
You're watching how it happened in real life right here.
You are.
Door open, yeah. Bam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bam. Bam, 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 right. Bam.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how fast it took. But hey, call me crazy for presenting evidence.
Oh, Jim,
I'm so proud of you.
Me,
lie about me, do everything.
No.
Go make Weldon Boyd cry in the stand.
He's a nice man, but the thing is, he's not a sissy. He's not some whiny crybaby. But what they've done to him is overwhelmingly, it's so destructive. It's so brutal. It's so
but they're on the attack. And I don't know if I was talking to you about this or I was talking to somebody else. Never has Eric Bland, Liz Farrell, Mandy Matney, or Mark Tinsley, although Tinsley hasn't defamed me, but the rest of the three certainly have, talked about the evidence in which I'm presenting, not only in the case of Stephen Smith, but in Alex Murdaugh and in the Spivey case.
Yeah.
Don't talk about the evidence that I present. Don't go, well, here's why he's wrong. We're just going to go and call him every name they can think of under the book and laugh and mock and say that I somehow am harassing them. Listen, if you shut your mouth and never talk about me again, you'll never hear from me again. Keep running your mouth, and I'm going to keep doing these stories. It's as simple as that. I am not harassing you. You are harassing me. So stop. There's your cease and desist.
Well, Jim, I am so amazed, and I'm just that your videos are very, very compelling. It makes it real for us. And thank you for doing that, because that took some coordination and time. And whoever participated in that, I know that 2 of them want to be anonymous. Maybe they all 4 do. I don't know. But I hope they understand that we appreciate that. We appreciate them taking their time to do this, because it really does make it pretty clear. And neither you or I are going to do a GoFundMe, for Alec.
No.
But he didn't kill Paul and Maggie. And
not even
the people
close.
That did, not even close. And the people that did need to be held accountable. It's really just that simple.
Now, I will say this, because people are going to ask this question. You need to share this with the defense. I have. The defense has it. I've also shared it with SLED. SLED has it. Why are they doing anything? Because SLED has their guy. They have their guy, and he's sitting in prison. He's convicted for the crime. They all ran flags at the flagpole. And, yay! And Alan Wilson, he's running for governor, and David Owen was SLED agent of the year, and they all patted each other on the back. Great. They're not going to do anything about this until the South Carolina Supreme Court overturns this conviction. And I believe when they overturn this conviction, they are not going to, Alan Wilson and the rest of the state, they are not going to fall on the sword to say, it was all our fault. Sorry. They're going to look for the people who had tampered with this jury, which includes, according to many people, Becky Hill, which they never charged her with. Becky, you got charges coming. If Alex Murdaugh gets a new trial, which he will, they're going to file charges against you for tampering. They're going to go after Christine Avery and that stupid email that she didn't write. And they're going to find out who she contacted, who wrote that email for her, who sent her back that email, and when she sent that, and who she sent it, and why she sent it to him. So all these people are going to get investigated. All these people are going to go down, in my opinion, because the state will not fall on that sword. They are not going to take the blame for that. They are going to go after the people.
Absolutely. That's a good point. They're not
jury.
going to, yeah. So they're going to squirm in and twist and turn like little worms on a hook. You're right.
Yeah.
So the second trial is going to be interesting because we might actually figure out who killed Paul and Maggie. But even more interesting is
I already
who
did.
helped.
Give me a call.
Yes, I know you did. But it's also who was created the environment where Alec could be convicted the first time. You know, who
The narrative?
participated in, well, not just the narrative, we know that,
Let me see.
but who also sent the
Who was
email
doing-
and tampered with the jury.
Who was doing all this? Let me see. Could it have been Liz Farrell and Mandy Matney who had this podcast, who were getting information from SLED? By the way, I know the SLED agent. It was the SLED agent they were getting all their leaked information from was the not SLED agent, was the Attorney General's office, was the woman who was the prosecutor in the Michael Colucci case. They, according to the text messages, they were getting them all from her. But anyway, so they got it all from them. And Mark Tinsley, of course, wanted to file lawsuits against Alex Murdaugh and win millions of dollars. So he needed conviction. Eric Bland, he also needed conviction. And Eric Bland, of course, he was talking with Creighton Waters every single day. Remember, texting him trial strategy. And
Eric Bland was only involved in this because Mark Tinsley supposedly recommended that the Satterfields hire Eric Bland. So that means
again,
that,
ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Mark Tinsley, Eric Bland, Mandy Matney, Liz Farrell, a name keeps coming up in J.P. Miller and Weldon Boyd and Alex Murdaugh and Buster Murdaugh, and I don't know who else. Do you see a pattern here? Because I see patterns before before anybody else does. I am, after my cancer and my radiation, my left brain has been fried. I am right-brained, and I see patterns way before anybody else does. Clinically proven too, by the way, with my doctors. So anyway, that's the pattern, ladies and gentlemen.
It is. And it's a reason for ongoing content because.
But speaking of my cancer, the same cancer they said I faked.
They said you faked the cancer.
Oh yeah, said I faked cancer. So
I hate to say this, but
cut right here is and my fake titanium plate I have, and my missing teeth, and then down to here, and my all the problems that I have, and the doctors that I saw. I went to 6 appointments the other day. I had an MRI, I had a CT scan with solution, without solution, and an MRI with solution as well, and saw like 3 other doctors. It was quite a day, but I did all that just for fun. For
fun, and because you're faking, and may they.
By the way, the same Mandy Matney says I'm harassing her, and her little minions and group are saying that I faked cancer.
Right.
So who's harassing who here? Who's defaming who here?
Yeah. What a nasty cow. Okay, so we are time to go. But there's more. There's more. Time to go. There's more to this, and we're going to be back.
We're not going away. I'm not going away. Swamp Justice.
I'm not, unless they, put me in a pine box and bury me in the ground.
The union told me I got a target on my back. So then there's that. Hey, SLED or FBI, you got a journalist here with a target on his back. You might want to protect him for telling the truth. heart of the swamp, where truth and justice. No, that's truth and justice. Anyway, we're out of here.
song.
Swamp Justice Radio. It is a good song. Super Woke News. Catch her over at X with Elon Musk. Those two hanging out,
My
spending
good buddy,
trillions,
yes.
having a good time. Talking about MAGA and our buddy Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. Seems we're going to be pushing Iran around for a little bit. Very good. I think he's doing a good job. And that's it. That's all I got. 97.7 WVFF Veterans for Freedom Radio. Truth and Broadcasting Coverage. We're out of here. Right, Frank? See you. Bye.